QRMB Jobs 5522, Saquarema City, Federative Unit, Rio de Janeiro, National State, Brazil. We will have a conversation, our report. First thing, suggested to offenders consider go to the U.S. embassies around the globe and have an agreement if considered possible. Best wishes, your research. CDK Moutinho. Offenders and embassies around because the interest that you may be hurted, you know, can be at US and the concurrent interest on public budget, but still in this situation all around the globe. We will have here kind of a review. Suggested to take a look at the blog Risk Report 2021 trace.blogspot.com. You will find some issues there. The GSS Euro 2021 trace December.blogspot.com. And in general, it's kind of a closing the year. We had one GSS Euro support on April, another on August now at December. No surprise for no one. And the issues, kind of issues that you're having as a conversation since at least 2018, considering that some areas ignored the issues, and we try to understand why they are ignoring those issues. And in a very specific period, we could understand and get that the qualitative measurement of this conjuncture leads to this logical conclusion. You will not support an anti-crime research if your conjuncture has trends and orientation pointing to criminal activity, interest, and association, evidenced on budget, and proven by integrated failures. We can use the budget as concurrent segment of interest for transference from public treasury by this budget considering specific signatures and requirements to use this budget. And unfortunately, have no doubts about the circumstance and the notoriety of facts. And of course, that is gone as a transnational and organized activity because goals at public department which are center of specialized activities and transferring money at the financial system. And this money transfer was the result of the tax incomes. And this was the public investment center and you use it for criminal purpose. It means that the citizen can be forced to support the criminal activity in a transnational, organized way on public departments in the way we have. Simple to understand. And we will check that the Cobol allowed us to do the international seizure as part of a program which is the repression against the transnational organized crime that hurted this research. And a piece of this was the optimization of Cobol, maybe you will ask. And these interests will claim the legitimacy to act under the international seizure and prison against specific hands, considering the geopolitical distribution from cities, states as federative unit and national state. By the legal arguments that you have, the president knows the situation and the failures by ministries, even by silence, under his command. And this is something that goes at least since 1988. The quadrant tracer is traced positive one, our conjuncture, negative one, the behavior that you have, zero zero, the criminal purpose special at public department and signature somebody at desk transfer from origin to destiny and others. Interest not explicit evidence but available to be traced and after you have the construction. Check the Cobol program. Reversal payroll payers do the payment as their tax to a public department and integrated system have a not loyal, a non-loyal behavior, doing the transference by overpriced contract and scams for years. In an international way, quite clear, 2012, at least 2021, FIFA Olympics provide anything. Some governors had a transference of billions, including, maybe privilege in the entire system of justice. Then, and this is something all around the globe, by silence, all equal. The qualified value is positive one, internal value, negative one as behavior in global scale, zero zero as criminal purpose. And this is not loyal as a behavior, state public behavior all around the globe. Refunding, it's not a police, it's a mandatory need to preserve the stability of the global system, which has a minor group of criminals leading scams by prerogatives and protection as public charity institution. Payers will do the transference to the public treasury as the tax paid by them, and the transference from public treasury by budget, which is an interface, leads to the peer-to-peer with list storage scam by banks, positive one, illicit storage, negative one, we can hit the Segeret, negative one. Associated signatures at those bank segers lead to an account, and we can move the prison or collect the information and offer a privilege or an agreement. And the you know model is quite simple. It's a binary model by Cobol flawless, and it's optimized for this. So we'll check now that we will have this situation, which is a tiny small siege. This tiny small siege will be a piece of a federative unit that has, as you can observe, and it is the tiny small siege, and which is this federative unit with a lot of seats inside, as you can observe. And this federative unit indeed will give me a conjuncture. It means that we have now by values the end as 5,000 seats, the end as 27 states. The integration will give me the n, which is one federative unit, named by value 5, 5. We did something that we studied on Gauss curve as a normal distribution, which is I have my perception of things like this, and I could get a small piece here, which is this in 5,000 seats by integrated failure, you take only one. In 27 states, with internal distribution of all those 27 states by 5,000 seats, I will take one federative unit. And this will give me one national state. Fractal behavior of your failure. Range to attack and do the seizures by the Bayesian approach. I will have this range of activity here. You know, I will consider, for instance, the tax income 2012, 2021, 1988 up to this model we could have before. It means that we have a 2021 up to 2028, which is the estimative as something that you will have as income, or B. And this will give me the construction at all this period. But we will have the risk as a possibility, which is you broke things, have a new construction by criminals. And of course that no one will accept this. But let's suppose that this coming and we have this. We will have a more secure model, which is the 2012 up to 2021 is my A. I will have the catching up as 1988 up to 2012. And it's my B. And now the spirit will have the 1988. A, B, B. Same model, but now preventing the future as projection of the current risk, which is the domain of circumstance from the top at public department by criminals. Simple, isn't it? And we have a single question here. Is the mayor a politician with authority to make signatures on budget? Are there secretary crew able to present the distortion to the mayor, which has the domain and have the control of the activity this secretary that are under, you know, the hierarchical value as this mayor. In the same way, the governor. In the same way, we will have the president. Now we are on 13 December. It means that we have 5,000 mayors with a huge number of staff here. And we have 27 governors with a small number of staff, but with much more density than these players as governor, and one unique president with all chairs as ministry that he had as his staff or his staff. And this is the thing, you know. And if we put a situation here, we check that this is a pyramid with interest to get inside because the 5,000 mayors, and we will highlight, have signature as petitions or requirement on budget. In the same way, each one of our 27 governors, and this is authorized by our president. This is kind of very similar in the entire Western democracy. If we had failures on it, considering that in each one of those levels at this pyramid we had diverted money, indeed this has a name. It's named Ponzi scam. And when you do the insertion of this public resource diverted, you are doing something named laundry scam. This laundry scam goes around by instruments of control and interfaces as budget and banks. They are all instruments positive one, but under the domain as behavior negative one with an intention 00. Can you understand that you are all qualified? One more time. Questions? No. So, suggested to have international SEJA oriented by areas positive one with use or storage negative one. Collect the signatures at accounts, decision, and crossed instruments to request and have the warrants as international warrants by embassies and have the prison against 00 doing the misbehavior and misconduct as negative one inside areas positive one all around the globe. The 2022 vote is indeed a red set. After have all variables which committed in international crimes, you have the clear notion of how many jails we will have at this vote. They will transfer for inside and departure for an overseas area. When in this area, which is an area as neutral jurisdiction, we will have the prevalence at the most benefit guarantee. Appeals at person. And then we'll have the next vote until 2024 and the last one before 2028. Have a nice uh, weekend and Happy New Year.